all gonna have fun. We're all gonna pan everything. We're just gonna pan, pan, pan. We're gonna be floating in pans. We're gonna be Peter Pan in the sky. Look, it's non-binary. Do you think Peter Pan identified as non-binary? Hey y'all, welcome to Clove Room, and I was about to say welcome to Clovemas, but no, Clovemas is done. Welcome to 2025 though, and welcome to a brand new year of life. Maybe this one will be better than last. All signs point to no, but here's hoping. And today, for my first video of the year, I wanted to do a what's in and what's out list. And if you are not familiar with this, my memory was jogged by this trend. The first person I saw posting about it was my friend Chloe on Instagram. I will link her account below. She talks a lot about, she just talks some about makeup, but she also talks about conscious consumerism and loving beauty and aesthetics, but in kind of a more holistic way than just talking about beauty. And she also talks about like thrifting and fashion and all that good stuff. So please go follow her on Instagram because I really enjoy her content. But she posted a really good what's in and what's out list that I quite enjoyed, and I was like, I want to do that as a video. And then my friend Ivy, Better Than Basic, posted a YouTube video that isn't quite a what's in what's out list, but was a self-reflection video, and it was like 5 things she is glad she did this year with beauty and spending and using makeup, and 5 things she wanted to work on for next year. And I also quite enjoyed that video. I love Ivy's channel and I love her, so you should go subscribe to her channel if you haven't yet and go watch that video. So those were kind of the inspirations, and yeah, just the general trend of the in and out list I really enjoy. I love it. I feel like any social media trend people hate. I mean, sometimes it is the merits of it. It's like, wow, that's an annoying trend, but sometimes people, if enough people are enjoying something, people have to, you know, rain on a parade. But I love a what's in, what's out list. I like knowing what people are thinking. I know New Year's isn't the only time you can have goals or start something, end something, all of that. You can do that at any time of the year, and it's really important to know that. But also, I think it's fair that at such a big moment, you know, a new year, we don't get it all the time, only 365 days, 525,600 minutes. I think it's a good idea to stop and reflect. It doesn't have to be cliche or meaningless, as some people say. I think it's fun. So that is what I'm going to do today. Some of this, or I would say most of this, is beauty related. Some of them are more holistic beauty, I would say, and maybe internet stuff. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Cam. I'm a trans femme creator. I love to talk about beauty through a more conscious consumerism lens. I also really like to talk about culture, stuff on the internet, and my own gender identity. So if any of that sounds good to you, I would love to have you subscribe and go ahead and give this video a like. That helps me quite a bit. And let's get into my what's in and what's out list. I'm excited. All right, now to start this dinner with negativity, as Portia Williams would say.
Starting dinner off with negativity?
Out. Made up brand metrics, i.e. virality and selling out. This is something that has bothered me for quite a while, and I could see myself making more content about down the road because I think it's a really annoying marketing tactic, and also just kind of feeds on this generous amount of trust we have with brands that is literally so undeserved and kind of hinders more than helps us as consumers. And I've noticed this within the last couple of years. There's such a rise in brands using like metrics to kind of pressure you or to feel like you need to get your hands on something. And the 2 examples I have of this, like I mentioned, are virality and the idea of a product selling out. I'll talk about virality first. A makeup product going viral doesn't mean anything. There's this organic aspect to it that I think is overappreciated. Like, if a product has gone viral, it's because like everyone can't stop talking about it. It's so good. And in reality, virality is often because brands are paying influencers to talk about a product through ads, or sometimes a brand that is popular, like a Makeup by Mario, Patrick Ta, releases a product, and upon release, a lot of creators talk about it because those are popular brands, and the creators who are talking about it are also popular. And then that product is deemed viral. And I just don't think virality or a lot of people talking about a product means anything about the product's success. I'm trying to think, like, why do I get so annoyed about this? And I think it's just because, like, there's no, like, Billboard 100, right, for makeup products. Like, brands don't release their volume sold list because that wouldn't serve them at all. And so I think we use, like, a lot of people talking about products as proof that a lot of people are buying said products. And the example I have to kind of compare this to what I think happens is actually Katy Perry. If you are not aware, you probably are, but if you aren't, Katy Perry released a very bad album and had a whole bad slew of singles and press this past year. And the first single she released from her album is called Woman's World. And it is a painfully bad, not even fun, campy bad, but just like a very like capital B bad pop song. I mean, it sounds like it was written by AI. It's this very lame women's lib type thing, but not in an interesting or new way. Just like, I am woman, hear me roar, while I work with, you know, a producer that historically, this feels generous to say, but historically has a pretty poor relationship with the women he works with. But I'm not here to talk about Katy Perry. No one is anymore. I'm here to say that when that song came out, it went viral. Like, people were talking about it, people were making fun of it, people were dissecting why it was so bad and why her comeback has failed so much. That did not translate to success for the song. The song did horribly. And I just think that's a helpful framework to apply to makeup, because since we don't have charts, we don't have actual metrics of what is selling and what people are actually drawn to. I just don't think viral is a helpful framework when it comes to a product's popularity. And I think it's so overused by brands now. The connotation is organic buzz, when in reality, it's just a lot of times because a brand has already had popular products, so every time they, like when Makeup by Mario releases anything, it's going to get talked about a lot. When Patrick Ta releases anything, it's going to get talked about a lot. Like, I can say something went viral when it actually didn't, and there's no real punishment for that. So brands are like, I'll see ads for like products and brands are like, you have to try our viral powder, and it's like, I don't think that went viral. We assign this, I keep using the word organic, but I think that's true, like this organic aspect to virality. And I think we often think of it more as like something that happened with like Urban Decay Space Cowboy, which maybe the brand also had a hand in that. I don't know. But like, people just started to say, you know what my secret weapon eyeshadow is? Urban Decay Space Cowboy. And it went very viral. And I feel like 9 times out of 10, that's not what's happening when products are deemed viral. I think it's just brands using very clever marketing tactics or brands coasting on popularity. I don't think it's this like, look at this hidden gem at the drugstore that no one has paid me to talk about and I just realized I should talk about, and then it sells out and it's hard to get. I think it's often more manufactured than we're led to believe, and I don't think it's helpful. The second part of this one is where not all of them are going to be this long, but I have a lot to say about this topic clearly. The selling out thing, I cannot believe we are still using like the whole like, if a product sold out, that means the run was successful. I can go and make 5 lip glosses, and I can sell those on cloveroom.net. Use Cloveroom for 20% off. They all sell out. And I can be like, this product sold out in minutes. And you would see why me just saying this lip gloss sold out in minutes would make you believe like, wow, it must be really popular. And we also don't know if they are just artificially doing that. And like, maybe that sounds conspiracy-esque, but conspiracy is actually a good segue, because I remember just like I don't want to say his name, but like the hateful alpaca farmer or whatever he's doing with the yaks or whatever. When he used to have launches all the time and they would instantly sell out, and then somehow like an hour later the product would be back in stock. And that was like, not just him, but like all influencer brands have felt like they would always manufacture that something had sold out. I don't know. I feel like I see Merit do it a lot, and to be fair to one of my favorite brands, I think Ilia does it a lot, of just, this product sold out, so you should really get it before it does again. And it's like, well, I don't know if that was a genuine, like, it sold out. You could have just, like, I don't know. It's just, and maybe I'm getting too conspiracy oriented here, but it just bothers me that it's a brand controlled metric really, and it's used so often to market products. So those like made up brand metrics and brands trying to use like hard numbers to get us to buy things is just like really lame, and I would like us all to be more aware about it, because I find it quite annoying. All right, in using up products, I am very excited for this year because I am actively now doing it. I am doing a no buy. It is going to be an initial 6-month no buy, not a full year, but I'll give you more details soon, hopefully. But I am actively in a no buy, and I'm excited because I feel like I'm going to use up a lot of beauty products this year, and I feel like that's just in. I feel like a shift is happening amongst a lot of content creators. I think a lot of it is mainly audience-based, and I think audiences are really sick of overconsumption and giant hauls and people saying this is my favorite blush. I use it all the time and it looks like it does when you buy it at Sephora. I think people are really just sick of that, and I think a lot of larger creators are responding to that too. Do I think it's because they have genuine interest in conscious consumerism? Not really. But that's just me being a hater, but I don't know. I think it's just audiences are shifting, and I think influencers are starting to be like, you know what? I don't need all this makeup. And it's like, right, you don't. I just feel like actually using up products is going to be really, really in this year. And it's going to be super fun. We're all going to have fun. We're all going to pan everything. We're just going to pan, pan, pan. We're going to be floating in pans. We're going to be Peter Pan in the sky. Look, it's not do you think Peter Pan identified as non-binary? It's kind of the year that having grubby, used up makeup, like drugstore makeup you've had for years as a broken compact that you're still using, that's kind of going to be more popular than just having like every color of everything. I feel like the trend right now and where I'm headed to is I just want to use up products and I want to get my money's worth out of stuff. Always wanting the best of the best. And this might sound odd because it's like, why wouldn't I want the best of whatever I'm doing? Like, why is that a bad goal to have? And I guess it's not necessarily a bad goal to have, even if something appears better. If it appears to be like a slightly better formula, a slightly better color, something that's going to work a little bit better. I think so much of beauty content is focused on like, will you like this thing? And would you enjoy using this? Would it fit into your makeup routine? Would it be a better version of something you already have? And that's all well and good, but I think a more helpful angle is, do you even need the thing, even if all of those things are true? Like if you already have a really beautiful foundation, but another foundation comes along and it's like maybe a little bit higher tech. Maybe it's a little bit of a better shade match, like, you know, just a little bit. Maybe it's in packaging that you may enjoy interacting with. But a trap I've fallen into a lot with consuming makeup is just not being happy with what I already have and always wanting to try the new thing, always wanting to try the best thing, always wanting to maximize the efficiency and the beauty of my makeup collection instead of just appreciating what's already there. Because in reality, most things aren't going to be that much of a tangible upgrade. People aren't probably going to notice like the slight difference in a blush formula or the slight difference of a foundation. Some of that's fun. Like it's fun being into makeup and noticing the different nuances of color, the different nuances of formulas or techniques. Like that's all fun and well and good. But I'm trying to really break the habit of like, if I have something and it works well enough for me, that's good. And that's why the next one, some of these are connected, some of them are not. But in is making do. I want to be really, really hesitant before I purchase something. And that's beyond beauty. I'm not doing a full no buy, but part of my no buy, I guess I'm teasing, is going to be just being more aware, even outside of makeup, of what I am buying and spending money on. And that's like Amazon home purchases. You know, if I want to organize something, you can go on Amazon and Amazon will sell you a $20 to $30 bin that's specially made to organize that thing. Or I could just go into my closet where I have a few extra boxes and I could put it in that box. And it might not be as efficient and perfect and fit as well as it would in the Amazon designed plastic. But I can save money. I don't have to bring another plastic thing into my life. And I can make do. And I want that to be across the board. You know, I almost bought a new clothing organizing system yesterday because my closet's really crowded and sometimes it's hard in the morning to see things. I can maximize my space better and move the shelf that's now in my room to my like office, like living room area. And it'll work so much better. And then I stopped myself and I said, no, we're making do this year. I think this also has to do with just personally, I am in a stage of life where I'm not making a tremendous amount of money. And I also have other goals in my life and things I want to accomplish when it comes to like saving and traveling. And like in my mind, it's the Amazon plastic fallacy of there's always going to be something on Amazon that offers the promise of making a small or large task much easier and make more sense and more organized. And then you think when you buy that thing, I won't have to buy anything else. But you like just the way it works, like you always have these nooks and crannies where you need new stuff for, or large things you need new stuff for. And it's always going to be there until you say, I'm going to make do. I'm not going to buy something new to fix or help this issue. Sometimes, you know, you are forced to buy something new, but in a lot of the cases I'm thinking of throughout this past year, I did not need to buy the new thing. I did not need to buy the perfect thing. I could have just made do with what I have, been a lot happier, saved the cash. I don't know. This is something I'm really trying to unlearn, and it's something that is kind of hard in our current version of capitalistic hellscape and current social media. I mean, how many TikTok, like if you're on TikTok, which I guess we won't be much longer. Like, how much of your TikTok feed is just like people being like, you know, this really minor problem with your car or like with car organization or with bedroom organization? There's a $30 thing we can ship to you that will fix that, or that is made specifically for that. And I just want to say no to that crap, because it's crap. It's all this crap we bring into our house, and like then there's boxes that it has to come in, and then like, you know, just the environmental impact, but then also just the impact of being crowded with all this plastic bullshit that we don't even need, and it's not even going to make our lives better. And it's like, not everything needs a Amazon plastic unitasker. So I just want to do a lot better at making do with what I have this year. And I didn't mean to get so ranty with that, but it's something that I am really trying to work on out. This one I'm passionate about too. I guess I'm passionate about all of them. Limiting beauty rules and the idea of flattering. I am so sick, and I'm so sorry if people enjoy this content, obviously that's fine, but I feel like so much of beauty, like, and this is, I feel like more a short form content problem. And I have no problems, obviously, with people learning about techniques, with people who have issues and are saying like, oh, I have this feature, how can I use makeup to help me feel better about the feature, or use makeup to suit certain features of mine, whatever. If, like, I understand that that's something that people want, and that's why there's a lot of content about it. But I find some of that, or a lot of that content, honestly, to be really kind of problematic. And I mean, that's maybe not the best word to use. I just take issue with the idea that makeup isn't just like what you want it to be, and that I have to do certain styles of makeup because I have a longer face. I have to do certain styles of makeup because I want to be present more femme. And I have found techniques that I really like, that I think help me feel more feminine and confident about myself. But then there's also other ones that I'm like, I just don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. I guess that option is there for anybody, but I feel like social media really shoves it down our throats that we really have to follow these specific makeup rules. Another part of this, and I feel like this is controversial, I'm so sick of the color theory shit, y'all. Like, I get it. Color theory is really cool. I've certainly learned from some creators about color theory, and it's a helpful tool to have in your arsenal. I think the way it's being almost weaponized now, though, to be like, well, if you're a spring, you have to wear this. And like, oh no, you're much more of an autumn. You should be wearing these tones. These will look a lot better on you. Everything looks good on me. Everything. Every color, every silhouette. And it looks good on you too. The central tenet of a lot of this stuff is the idea of what's flattering and what steps you need to take to be the version of you that society deems the best, the skinniest, the most pretty, the most feminine, the most masculine, like whatever. Like, it goes back to that idea, and that's how I feel like color theory is being used a lot on social media. That's how I feel like makeup techniques are being used a lot on social media. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Wear whatever the you want to wear, and I will do the same. If you really like orange eyeshadow, but someone says you're a spring and you shouldn't be wearing orange eyeshadow, fuck them. Like, I'm sorry. I'm over it. It's so annoying to me when we try to limit people or try to help them out by giving them suggestions on how they'll look better. Maybe they wear really bright eyeshadow and wear really bold brows because that's how they feel the most beautiful. And it's not eyebrow blindness. It's not eyeshadow blindness. It's a choice, and it's something that makes them feel better. And it's their body. They get to decorate it how they want to. You get to decorate it how you want to. If you love a certain style of clothing, but people say it's not flattering for your body, I cannot emphasize enough, them, wear it. And I'm getting really heated because I feel like we're constantly in this cycle of like body positivity and everyone can do what they want. And then these trends come back around and it's just rebranded flattering talk. And I hate it, because I think it also makes people push down what they really want out of expression, out of gender expression, out of fashion, out of beauty. You don't have to take the choices that society deems as the best and most like centers you to some shit norm. What I love is not when I can tell a person has subscribed perfectly to societal norms, but what I love is when you meet somebody and they're just oozing confidence because they're doing exactly what they want to. They're wearing exactly what they want to with fashion, they're presenting their gender however they want to, and they are wearing their makeup however they want to if they choose to wear makeup. And there's an aura and a radiance that comes from people who do that and don't follow those trends. And I find that so much more, that confident, self-assured aura is so much more fun and interesting to interact with than this idea of like your most flattering self. I think it's also really limiting for trans folks. I honestly find the whole concept like inherently transphobic if we're gonna go there. And it pisses me off. Do what you want. Do what you want. I need to calm down because I got really heated about that one. In this one, you won't be surprised by. Delusional positive self-talk. Something I preach. If you don't believe that you're beautiful, say you're beautiful anyway. Lie. Make the joke how confident you are. Do not make the joke how self-deprecating you are. Self-deprecation does not work. Shit's poison. Your body absorbs it. Your body also absorbs positivity. And when you tell yourself you're beautiful, and when you tell other people you're beautiful, and when you tell other people that you really like how you look, and you really like your makeup, and you really like your fashion, your body absorbs that. And then you actually start to believe it. Delusional positive self-talk. It is the only way to go. And it really makes a huge difference. Out. Purchases as a pick-me-up treat, i.e. drugstore makeup at Target. This is specifically for me. Obviously, I'm doing a no-buy now, so there won't be any makeup as a treat really for a very long time. And Ivy actually talked about this in her video too, how she so often was kind of just like purchasing random things whenever she placed an Amazon order. And my version of that was every time I went to Target, I feel like the last few months, and I got, you know, cleaning supplies or paper towels or whatever, like, I actually am going to Target for. And this is the classic Target thing, is that you go there for paper towels, you walk out having spent like $80 on like candles and lipstick and hair accessories and cardigan, and then also, oh, and you forgot the paper towels. Like, that's the classic, like, that's the business model of Target, right? I just want to stop using that as a treat. And like, sometimes you need a little Target run, and sometimes just go to Target and look. Like today I went and looked and then I left and I didn't buy anything. It's possible. It's possible, I swear. It happened to me. I went to Target and I didn't buy anything. I just don't want the first thing I do when I want to make myself happier. I don't want that first thing to be, oh, I should buy myself something. I think there's got to be other ways that I can lift my spirit, and that are ways that work to do that. I just don't want it to revolve around those little treats anymore. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing a no-buy, is to kind of put a stop to stuff like that. When you always do that too, it really loses its power and it becomes less of a treat and more of an almost like a habit instead of a treat. That's not great either, that every time I was going into Target I was like, oh, now for me to peruse the makeup section and pick one thing. But it's okay because it's cheap, or it's not going to add that much money. But as we know, those things add up over time. Those things often add clutter if they're not well thought out purchases. And it's also connected to my next point in investing in non-material self-care practices. When I want to feel better, like, I can go on a run, and that usually makes me feel better. When I want to feel better, I can read a little, or do some yoga, or make myself dinner, or, and this is still purchasing, but maybe pick up some takeout. There's non-material ways to make yourself feel better, like taking a really nice, like, everything shower. I don't have a bathtub right now, which is really devastating for me. I would say take a bath, but I can't. It's hard. Let me tell you, not having a bathtub, I miss it so much for so many reasons. Just doing my makeup, I spent so long on this makeup today, and I think it shows. Like, this is, like, I killed it, let's be honest. I spent so long on it, and it was so much fun. I just watched an entire episode of Real Housewives and, like, sat and did my makeup and took my sweet, sweet time, and it felt like self-care. It felt like that kind of beautiful meditation where doing my makeup, I'm like I use like 4 or 5 palettes for this eye look. I'm like digging into things I haven't like tried in a while because I actually have time. I'm not rushing anywhere, and I'm doing it all to the beautiful symphony of women being absolutely awful to each other. All right, out. Clearly I should probably just get off TikTok because this one's about TikTok too, but out. TikTok health accounts. I don't want to get too into this one because it does have to do with some body talk. If you don't want to hear me talk about like my relationship with my body and just like dieting and stuff like that, skip ahead to this timestamp, totally understand. I have fallen, I would say, prey a couple of times this past year to following these TikTok accounts that on their surface appear to be like, I'm not a diet like creator. Like, I don't want you to diet. I want you to love your body. I want you to be confident. But what if it was thinner? What if you were healthier and not consuming all of this horrible stuff for you and like blah blah blah. And I thought these creators were helping me like eat healthier, and I was looking at my food more, and it's just such a delicate line. And it's I don't even know if it's a line. Like basically I was eventually like dieting, and I was like, wait, I don't want to diet. Like I don't like dieting. I know this doesn't like work for me, and it really stresses me out. It makes me feel bad about myself, and no matter how blank I get, it never works. And it was not great, and I realized I needed to stop consuming that content, but that's why it is out for me. And I don't know. I don't know if there is a way to do health content without it becoming a diet thing, because it feels like it always does. They also always have coaching businesses that they're trying to sell you. They always have coaching businesses where you can lose weight is basically the goal. They like try to work around that and say it's not a diet thing, but the goal of this content is to help, and of their coaching services is a weight loss, and it's usually a number. I just want to feel good about myself. I love myself, and that's not delusional positive self-talk at this point. It's true. I really do love myself, but sometimes in the harder moments I can feel like I'm not the best version of myself, and that's not true. I am the best version of myself because I'm here and I'm doing it. And if I lost 20 pounds, I wouldn't be a better version of myself. And I think the overall point I want to take into this year, I want to stop wishing there was less of me so bad. And like it's still something I'm working on, and it's still something I struggle with, but I want to stop wishing myself away. I want to stop wishing there was less of me, because that's such a horrible thought. And that's why all this is so bad, why diets are so bad, because we're literally saying I wish there was less of me. Sorry. That was also a little too deep. All right, next one and the last point, and is less deep than that. In discovering new beauty YouTubers, or just YouTubers in general, actually. I just want to like discover new people to watch on YouTube, and I want to be more open to it. I'm really bad about just watching my favorites and being scared to watch new people. One, because I'm a very small creator and I want people to discover my content. And I'm like, well, would I discover my content? Probably not. I don't know. It's like nerve-wracking to watch somebody new, honestly, because like, I don't know. I just feel like I have my little habits with my current creators. I would love for y'all to offer your favorite YouTubers. I love beauty YouTube, obviously. And this one especially, if you have suggestions, I love vlogs. And they don't need to be beauty vlogs or blogs around beauty, but I love vlogs. I want to get into vlogging this year. Just send me people who do like YouTube vlogs. Please. I need more regular vloggers to watch, because I love vlogs. I love them. And I'm excited to hopefully make some this year. And also I'll shout out some of my favorite creators. Obviously Tom, my friend Tom, I miss Tom. I'm not going to talk about them that much because I talk about them a lot anyway. My friend Colin, Queerbones, I watch their channel a lot. Ivy, my friend Ivy, who I mentioned, Better Than Basic. Amir Muhammad is one of my favorite YouTubers. I love her content. I love the way she talks about makeup. I just really enjoy her videos. It's Just Stuff is somebody who's new to me, and Tom actually told me about, and I love, like, I'm binging all of her videos right now. I love her. I think she's so, like, just has like a classic YouTube disposition. Like, it felt like I'd been watching her forever when I watched one of her videos, because it's just like that classic beauty YouTube. But she does do like some like she does like project pans, and I don't know, I've really been enjoying her content. Charlotte of Old Tea. I love Old Tea. If you like my channel, you will likely love hers. She does a lot of about conscious consumerism, about ethical consumption, and I love her vibe and I love her videos, so I would definitely recommend you go watch her. But yeah, please recommend me people. I want to watch more people. So if you have anybody good to recommend, put them below, because I want to I want to be more open to new creators on my subscription feed. Please let me know. All right, that is what's in and what's out this year for me. Sorry if it got a little ranty or deep, but obviously I'm very passionate about some of these things. While you're recommending your favorite YouTubers below, please tell me what's in, what's out for you. I would love to hear. Again, if you did enjoy this, please go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to have a lot of exciting content coming this year, I think. Give this video a like. It helps me a lot in the wild, wild west of the YouTube algorithm. Yeah, thanks so much for being here, y'all. We're going to be okay. I'm still saying that in the new year because we're still going to be okay. Bye, y'all.